might not have
Previously
it,
on
but
T-Man
I'm talking about
978.
my figure. To save myself some time and effort, here are some pictures I took when I first took them out of the packaging, and I shared with friends on Messenger and whatnot.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm going to be taking a look at Fans Toys FT-32A Gehry. Gehry. You are Gehry. But here we go. We know this is Transformers Generation 1 equivalent Scrapper, who is a Constructicon, Decepticon. Here is his bio, if you want to pause and read that. Here's some other little pictures. And I didn't know he didn't even... This is coming to me by Tony. He didn't open this. I didn't even know that. But anywho, I'm going to open it and get acquainted with it and come back, and the transformation will be a separate video because I don't like to do 100-minute reviews. I did that with my Optimus Prime Studio Series 86, but that's not happening here. Here's Gehry out of packaging. He comes with the instruction booklet like you always get, a collector's card which is credit card quality and has the bio printed on the back with stats. So whatever you saw on the back of the box, it's on that card. You get a gun right here. Nicely painted, I believe. It feels substantial, made out of good plastic. Yay for them. And you get this fully die-cast trumpet. Isn't that awesome looking? It feels nice. Very, very nice. It's from that scene in the movie when Starscream was being coronated. And Stunticons were trying to prolong things. The last accessory he has is his combiner part, which you can have hanging off of his back, making him extremely back heavy. Or you could take this off and put it into the box because you don't need it yet. But this is the lamest part of this set. I mean, you need it. It's all of this right here. Die-cast is heavy. It doesn't double as anything else. It's just straight up the combiner part is like, it doesn't do anything. Typically what Hasbro would do is make this like double as some type of weapon or other accessory that you could clip on, but this does nothing. So yeah, that's about the lamest part about this. But anywho, the figure, it's humongous. It's very detailed, very cartoon accurate. One thing that bugged me in images beforehand, before getting it in hand, is how thick the legs are. Like, I didn't think that looked right, but it looks good. From the front, he is definitely 100% cartoon accurate. Of course, in the cartoon, you wouldn't have all types of kibble like this. I think he did maybe have this hanging off his back, and this shovel was probably maybe a little bit closer to his back instead of all the miscellaneous folded up pieces. But yeah, it still looks good. It does the job. It feels good. It's heavy, but it's not like it's heavy, but it's not heavy as somebody like Acoustic Wave. Like, in fact, I think this part of his leg, so everything connected maybe up to here, is die cast, but the front, this is all plastic and it's hollow up in there. Hello! I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It makes him easier to transform. Thank you. The transformation, once you do it once, it should be a little easy. Like, the legs are definitely easy. The only thing is annoying is this little piece right here. You have to move that several times back and forth while you're doing different steps because it just gets in the way. All right, let's get us a close-up on his head. Right here. Fully enclosed. You do see the mushroom peg down there in the neck joint. You can look up that much. I'm just showing that while we're here. You can kind of see that mushroom peg in the front as well, so yeah. Normally they have fully closed in necks from what I can remember on other figures, but not this one. This thing is pretty much fully painted everywhere, as you could imagine. That's how they always do. Rubbery tires and whatnot. Well, yeah, let's get to the articulation and then the accessories in his hands. I showed how far you can look up. You can't really look down, and the neck swivels. There's never usually a ball joint to get you extra neck stuff. You can do this where it can go up over 90. Do that. You can bend over 90. You get bicep swivel. The hands open up on 2 knuckles. For whatever reason, these fingers are kind of curved at the tip instead of being straight like they would typically do to my memory. I don't remember any fingers looking like that in a minute. But this is on a ball joint so it can swivel, and the bottom joint is on a hinge. So you can get them in decent poses. It would be better if the wrist swung out. Oh, I was sitting here trying to remember something else I wanted to show. I mean, technically you could give them reverse butterfly right there using the transformation joint. The waist. The waist is non-friggin' existent. I mean, it can technically rotate, but that's all you get. There is I don't want to call it a ab crunch because it's mostly moving the crotch forward, but it does bend directly at the waist. So I guess I'm gonna come back to that because it is extremely difficult. That's not meant to be used in robot mode, to be honest, but you can. The legs kick back that much. They kick forward slightly over 90. They go all the way out to the side. Oh yeah, look at that. They hinge out, so they can do that. Which is probably mostly for the combined mode. The knee bends, and I like that sculpting right there. And the ankle pivots. But you see all this? Let's see what his widest stance is with both feet flat on the floor, it looks like. Glenn Webb. Oh, yeah, that works. And I didn't show thigh rotation, which can't work when the legs is shut. You just get that much. You gotta get the leg further out to get that rotation. All right, here he is holding his gun in a pose. I feel like I just made his waist turn a little bit more than I was able to do before. I don't know how. I just put his legs like this and twisted it, and it moved a little bit, but you definitely don't get a full like rotation like 90 degrees. Not that a real person could do that, but he is a robot, so yeah, I guess I can work with that. As far as rotation, it does rotate a little bit. It rotates more than some of the aerial bots, so that's good. But this is going to be my thumbnail, so let me stop recording. You know what I like? There is one more silly thing. I won't say it. It sucks. There is a way around it, but this accessory right here. I'm going to take the gun out the hand. You know how it works. There's a peg hole right there. Putting this in the hand the way it is meant to be, like you peg it that way, put that in his hand, you cannot stay in the peg hole. And you know how this works. I wish everything did like a slot-in system. They do that for the combiner parts, but not their weapon. But getting this to his mouth is like almost impossible. Wait a minute. Did I figure it out? Almost. Almost. No, like, I can get it to there. He doesn't have a mouth anyway, so maybe he does blow it with his forehead. but if you put it in the hand the way that the hand is supposed to hold it, then you're not going to be able to get it to work. So don't do that. Don't murder yourself. do this. Get this in front of his hand, in front of himself. Point the hand like that and just slip it into his hand and wrap the fingers around the bottom part of this. And maybe even use the thumb in there to get it stable. Then the elbows are tight. Then we can like kind of get it to his mouth plate. Now it is flimsily being held. It is not being sturdily held at all. But when you do that, and this is aggravating me because the shoulder joint outward is stiff and the elbow joint is very tight. So I get it to where I want it, and then I need to finally adjust something else, but it's so tight I end up making it shake in the hand. So I'm gonna do this off camera. Let me just tell you, I spent 7 minutes trying to get it like this, and it's not angled to the angle. I wanted it higher, but woof, it is possible to have that to his mouth plate and have him holding it and have his fingers over the dials or whatever. It is possible, but it's not sturdy in his hand, and his mouth plate isn't flat, so it's going to be moving and flopping. Bruh, not worth it. I can't imagine trying to set this up for 6 Stunticons. But I forgot about this. Let me try this before I get to the alt mode. Oh boy. If you grab like right here, because all of this, I wouldn't suggest pressing on that. We can bring this forward. And he does have like ab crunch since it's in the ab, or you could consider it crotch thrust. It mostly just looks like he's bent over now, so I don't know how effective that is. Like I said, it's mostly crotch thrust, but yeah, that is definitely more of a crotch motion. I don't even consider this ab crunch because let's make sure you see this. His crotch is just forward, like new age. But let's see if I can actually close this without feeling like I'm gonna break it. That's the difficult part. But basically, this is his combined mode knee joint. Yeah. I got it back down. Sheesh. So, not worth it. I say he doesn't have an ab crunch. That's me. As you can see here, Scrapper or Gehry is like only a little bit shorter than Megatron, to be honest. He's pretty much the exact same height as Fans Toys Thomas or Astro Train. He's a hair taller than Acoustic Wave, significantly taller than official Masterpiece Starscream. Deformation Space Crimson Wings probably the same height as him, or at least the same height as this Acoustic Wave sound wave, and this is a Fans Toys Insecticon right there. Here is Combiner Wars Scrapper right there. So final thoughts on him. He is good. I only wish that the waist could rotate a little bit more. I wish the ab crunch looked more like ab crunch. This thing, which is completely unnecessary, I wish it held that better. And I wish it had outward motion on the wrist. But other than that, the articulation is definitely good. It feels good. Feels like Fans Toys. I don't know, now that I have Acoustic Wave out here, it might be very close to the Acoustic Wave weight because it is heavy. Oh yeah, it looks like Scrapper. It is Scrapper. Alternate mode, which is some type of construction shovel thingy. We're starting here. Do a little turnaround. The gun can store up under here. Let's show that. It almost looks like simple, like the original toy where you just fold his legs over, but it's way more involved. And I don't know if you noticed this. You probably noticed it, but I was able to get Core Class Rumble in there from Studio Series, because there is a big giant gaping hole right there where there's really nothing in there, but I guess that would be accurate, and that's where somebody could sit and you could do stuff like I was just doing. But here we are. Besides rolling on the rubber tires, this bends here. It also bends there, and you can shovel. You can do this. And for whatever reason, I don't even know why, there is a random piece of yellow sticker in there. I have no clue what that is. What's up with that? But now that I've shown that, I'm going to take it out of there. I have the shovel looking like this, but you can fold this up and have it looking like that. But for full on disclosure from the anals folks, there is some gappiness right there. You can see it better from this way because of the way it transforms. Alt mode comparisons. Here is MMC's hotspot, which it is damn near as long as, I mean, I could stretch out the shovel part to make it the same length, to be honest. And while we're here is Masterpiece Starscream, like the MP11 mold, I believe. So yeah. And here's what Combiner Wars did. They mostly gave all of them like these little cockpits. And this is a bright neon-y green right there. It's mostly like highlighter yellow, to be blunt with you. The coloration is way better with this. I think this is accurate to the original toy. They kind of went retro but stylized the heck out of Combiner Wars Devastator. No, I'll be honest with you, this part right here, because it unfolds into so many panels, is a little bit rough around the edges, but I can look at it and see what it's supposed to be, so I don't have too much of a problem with it. It comes together for the most part really good, and it's really reminiscent of the cartoon and the original toy, so yeah, can't complain too much. Leg mode. You basically, back here, need to rotate the wheels onto the inside of the legs. That's why they're hollow. And the wheels that were on the outside of vehicle mode need to go back up in there. And the arms need to untransform so I can grab the scoop. And we put the combiner part back here, and this is rather heavy now. So now it is the weight of that sound wave, definitely, 100%. Here it is next to Combiner Wars Scrapper in leg mode. All things considered, is not that much longer, because I believe this is most of their Devastator's leg, whereas this combined with Long Haul to make the leg a little bit longer. Here is Soundwave and Megatron to let you see that it's gonna roughly be Transformers the movie height. Here's some more stuff. Bumblebee is actually small enough to fit inside of that scoop. Studio Series Bumblebee. Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. I gotta be specific because there are 100 Studio Series Bumblebees. But I'm honestly gonna end things there. One thing I forgot to show is the combiner part can fit inside of that gaping hole I was talking about. You can see images of that on the internet. It didn't really add anything of real value, and I'm tired. In fact, here it is. You transform this scoop thing into this orientation, move the bonnet a little bit forward, move that little flat piece a little bit forward, and you just plug it on. It barely even pegs, and then it just sits onto the back of, it looks exactly like that. I guess if there's anything for me to show, I don't know if there's any storage. Oh boy, thank you Megatron. I don't know if there's any storage for this in this mode right here, but the knee does bend here. And with that ab crunch, or crotch crunch, which is really just a knee bend, it does bend over 90 degrees. And you wouldn't think it does have this, but let's put this back up. It does have ankle pivot right there. So that's cool. The ankle is halfway up the leg, but yeah, so let's yeah, so weird Devastator proportions. Let's show you this. Had a built-in ab crunch as well. So this one has a deeper ankle pivot. Did I say ab crunch? This one has a deeper ankle pivot. Anywho, this thing feels nice, looks nice. The robot mode is good, except the things that I brought up that I wish were better. The vehicle mode is what it is. It looks like the cartoon, so can't really fault it too much. Only problem is how panely the little bucket is. That's the main fault with the alt mode. And this leg mode looks good, except that's still a little panely, but who cares once you get all this combined. I'm imagining something slots into here on long haul and slots up in there. I can't think of anything else that will make it a little bit more secure, but it honestly looks like it, whatever they do, it's gonna be magic, hopefully. But yeah, I like the thing. It's just crazy expensive. Thank you for watching. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Figure action.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description. Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit.